Hello guys and welcome back to another video. Today we are setting up my mom's bullet journal for August, and honestly I didn't know what I wanted to do and she didn't have any idea either. So as usual I went through my stationery and I remembered that I had this PET tape from the washi tape shop that they kindly sent me a while ago, and I still haven't used it. So this was the perfect opportunity for that. And to make a more composed theme, I'm also using the window stickers that EB also sent me, and I actually use them in my June setup. I'm using the same idea that I had in June for the cover spread. Basically, I planned where I wanted the window to be, and then I marked the inside part of that window to then cut. And now you can see through the cover spread to the next page. And before we do anything else, I decorated this page, the one that we're going to see from the cover page, and the idea was giving the feeling that you are inside your house looking through the window and there's this beautiful landscape outside. I mean, it's the perfect way to use this PET tape with these stickers. I love making this type of spread and it turns out really good. Since the PET tape is already colorful, I kept the decoration to the minimal. I mean, the most I could because I'm not a minimal person, but I try. So for this setup, I'm using three washi tapes: the pinkish grid washi tape, the yellow, and the black grid washi tape. I chose these colors because they were the ones that appeared more throughout the landscapes on the tape, so these colors I think are going to complement the tape really nicely. The black was an addition that I wasn't sure about because it catches your eye much more than the others, but I think it looks good together with everything else. I completely forgot that I wanted to keep the window functional and not just stick everything to the page, so after I put it down, I had to go on the other side and put back the backing side of the sticker in the middle part to make sure it didn't stick to the landscape. I don't know if that made any sense, but you can see what I'm doing. And now, with that sorted out, we can continue. And for the title, I went with my normal lettering style because I think it suits this theme really well, and I used my favorite pens for lettering. These are the Pentel Food at Touch brush sign pens. I love them because they have a more firm tip that allows you to control the upstrokes and downstrokes of your calligraphy really well, and it comes in a bunch of colors, so they are perfect. Of course, for bigger lettering they are not very useful, but for small and normal size lettering they are incredible. Also, not sponsored, unfortunately, but I really recommend them. To complement the colors of this setup, I went with the green for the title and a darker green for a little drop shadow to make the title pop a lot more. Next we have the quote page, and I'm just going to decorate a little bit with the washi tapes because the quote is going to occupy most of the space. I'm using the Zebra Sarasa pen in brown to write most of the quote, and for the words that I wanted to bring attention to, I did them in the same style as the title. The quote that I chose is in Portuguese: Felicidade é fazer uma mala pequena e construir memórias gigantes. And now in English: happiness is packing a small suitcase and building giant memories. And basically, this theme is all about landscapes, traveling, everything related to that. And even though me and my parents are going to the beach for vacation, I wanted to do a setup that wasn't so beachy and more travel, if that makes sense. So it's not in your face like having suitcases or beach stickers in your setup, and I think this coat really brings the whole theme together. And before we move on to the calendar spread, I thought the back side of the window was a little empty, so to fix it I put yellow washi tape all around it, and I think now it looks a lot better. For the calendar spread, I did the basic grid calendar all towards the right side because on the left I'm going to put some decoration. For this whole setup, I'm using the brown pen that I used in the quote to keep it cohesive with the rest of the setup instead of using a black fine liner. I also didn't wait for the ink to dry, so I had to fix my mistakes with a white point marker. Now let's decorate the left side. And this PET tape is a little challenging to work with in a setup or in a journal that's smaller. This one that I'm using is the Notebook Therapy original size, so it's slightly smaller than an A5, but I think you can make it work. Another option to use this PET tape in a smaller notebook is cutting the landscape as you see fit and decorate with certain parts of it. I'm actually going to do that later, but for now we have to work with the whole thing. I wrote the title above the calendar, but I didn't like it, so I used some papers that I had from when I make Dutch doors, and I cut them to the size and glued them to the page. I think this looks more seamless than if I had gone over it with a white marker, and it's much quicker. On top, I decided to make a notes section just to fill a little bit of the space, and on the left side I'm writing the title again. At this point I'm going to add this sticker sheet to the setup. This one has some picnic stickers and things related to that, and they are small enough to fill in the empty spaces but not be too much. So I used some of them in this spread, and I went back to the cover spread and did the same thing. Now let's move on to the weeklies, and guess what? The Dutch doors are back. If you've been following me for a while, you know that my favorite thing to do for the weekly spreads is a Dutch door. They are quick and easy to set up, and even more easy to decorate, because you just have to decorate the outside parts of the spread instead of every page. This time I actually let a whole spread before and after the weeklies, because the PET tape is bigger and I wanted to try doing something different than usual. Honestly, I don't love it, but it is what it is, it's done. But if I went and did it again, I would just decorate as I usually do. So instead of decorating a full spread like I did here, I would just decorate the visible parts. Now that the functional part is over, this next one is all decoration, so I don't really have to explain anything, so enjoy some soft music. There is an empty corner on the top left page and it's visible even with the Dutch door open, so I use that little space to put a mini calendar. Sometimes I like to put one when I do Dutch doors because it's really useful to see the month at a glance and see in which week I am, so I can plan the rest of the month much easier. This empty space on the bottom is negative space, or if my mom wants a little section for something, she can do it here. And now let's continue to the last spread of this setup, the expenses page and a brain dump. The expenses page is the same as I do every month, so it's a simple table with 3 sections, one for the item, one for the price and one for the date. This is pretty self-explanatory, but throughout the month my mom can keep up with her expenses and write everything in here, including the price, of course, and also the date, because sometimes it's important to know that. Again, to keep everything cohesive, I colored the top row of the table and the mini calendar with the same marker that I used for the notes section. It's quite neutral, so it's easy on the eye and it looks good with everything else. And here is the part that I mentioned before. I wanted to keep this page quite empty because a brain dump needs space and the decoration is very large, so I decided to cut around this landscape and just use the bottom part. I also didn't write a title because it's pointless, my mom knows what it is. And this type of decoration, it's a quick solution and it looks good either way, so try a few things and see if you like it. That's the thing about creative journaling, it's experimenting and see if it works for you. If not, try something else. And that's it for this setup. It's time for the final flip through. This one was more simple and quick than I usually do my setups, but it was a needed change of pace. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, give a like, subscribe and tell me in the comments which theme you liked better this month. Was it my Egypt theme or this one that I still don't know what to call it? I have to say that my own Egypt theme is my favorite, but I'm a little biased, so let me know. I hope you guys have a lovely day or night wherever you are, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!